This tutorial is based on the basics of Windows XP. We're going to go through this lesson and get accustomed to the start menu of Windows XP. We're going to be starting off with the start menu as I told you. So, let's talk about it. The start menu is on the lower left hand corner of my screen, where I'm going to drag my mouse in just a moment. But just to tell you a little about the start menu, well, it really is a focal point of all the Windows activities that you carry out. It really is the beating heart of Windows XP. I'm going to drag my mouse towards the start menu and click on it in order for me to get a window that has all the start menu options. When you click on it, you will see a large box appear. For the most part, your box should look pretty much the same as that on my screen. At the start, you see that it says Administrator. Well, this is the name of the current user who signed in into Windows XP. To the left, you see a picture. I've chosen for my account, which is a guitar, an instrument that I'm pretty good at playing actually. Well, you can choose and customize the picture over here to suit your own choice, your hobbies, and of course, later on I'm going to show you how to do that. Below the name is an area where you can pin your applications. Pin like PIN, like pin something onto the board. Internet and email, both of them are pinned to the start menu. What this means is that both these entries will always appear here, no matter what you do to Windows. I'll show you how to add your own and delete them in just a moment. Below here under the gray line are your most used programs like Sound Recorder, Flash Recorder, Flash Player, System Information, Microsoft Office Word. These are all of your recently used applications. This will change as you use your computer. If you use, say, Microsoft Excel, that will appear on this list while rotating the other programs off of it. This is really a helpful way to get access to your programs that you have recently used. You can modify this setting as well later on. I'm going to show you how to do that. On the right of your screen, you see three folders, and you have icons stating My Computer. Well, the first one basically is My Documents. Well, these icons are basically some of the most popular places on your hard drive, like My Documents, My Pictures, My Music, and most importantly, My Computer, which gives access to all the disk space on your hard drive. My Documents, My Pictures, My Music, My Computers are some of the default folders or default places that are created when you install Windows XP. Well, one of these is My Documents. This is one of the places where all the documents that you've worked on and have saved are saved as a shortcut. So if I was to click on My Documents, I would get access to all the data as in a form of documents that I have saved in this particular folder. Below that, you have My Pictures. Well, My Pictures is basically a folder name given by Windows XP in order for you to categorize your documents. Say if there were some important documents that you've saved in My Documents, some other leisurely pictures or family pictures or your own snaps you could save in My Pictures. Below that you have My Music. My Music is in the same category as My Pictures and My Documents. You can save all your music in this particular folder, and just by a click you would have easy access towards that. Well, then you have My Computer. You can access that by clicking on it, and you'll get this picture. You've got Shared Documents, Administrator's Documents, then you have the local hard drives, you have the CD-ROM drive and the floppy drive. We'll get into this in more detail as the tutorial goes on. For now, we'll just close this window and come back to the Start menu. Well, here we are at the Start menu. We click again. Now, under My Computer, you have the Control panel. That basically lets you control your computer in essence, where you can change, edit all the settings that you have for your computer running at the moment. So let's click on it. Well, as you can see, there are lots of options available in my computer, and we're going to be doing that in greater detail later on. But for now, as I told you earlier, we're going to be sticking to the basics. So we'll once more just cross this window out and come back to the Start menu. Once we're back at the Start menu, we click on it again. Now you have some, well, set program access and defaults. That's another option that you can use where you want default settings. Then you have an option to connect to, where this is basically where you connect to the internet through, and you have show all connections and all the internet connections that are made. You have printer and faxes that we will also be, doing later on. Help and support. That's basically to help you out whenever you're stuck while using your Windows XP. You have the search option, to search a file, a folder, a picture perhaps, and then you have the run option. Clicking on the run option should give you a small window where any program that you type in, the name of any program that you type in, would start running. We're not going to be doing that right now. We're going to be coming back to that later on. So we'll just cancel it one more as we did with the previous windows. You must be thinking why I'm going through opening those windows when I'm going to cancel them every now and then, but we'll come back to that. Come to that later on. So we'll just cancel that and come back to our infamous Start menu. So, as previously, once more we click on the Start menu. Once you click on the Start menu, you see that there's, basically an icon stating all programs next to it. If you drag your mouse on it, that should open a little sub-menu showing you all the applications that are installed in your computer. You've got Blueberry software, Windows Movie Maker, Windows Messenger, Media Player, Outlook Express, Internet Explorer, and other folders, shortcuts to other folders like accessories, where you have another sub menu that shows accessibility, which in fact has another sub menu, accessibility wizard, magnifier, narrator, on-screen keyboard, utility manager. Some of the things that we are going to be showing you how to use later on. And then you have the calculator over here, paint, synchronize, tour Windows XP. The second folder that you have over here is games, free cell hearts, any free time that you get. Most of the people, what they do at office is utilize the games folder. You got Microsoft Office tools, Access, Excel. You've got CD burners, startup, all the programs that are basically installed in your computer. These are the shortcuts to running those programs or getting into the folders that actually have all the softwares installed. Well, that's sort of the Start menu. And one thing you'll notice about the Start menu is every time you have a black arrow appearing at the end of a folder name, you'll see that's a sub-menu, and there are many more programs or shortcuts that are attached to that would open each time you drag your mouse over them. That's pretty much what we have here on the Start menu, apart from log off and turn off. Turn off basically turns off your computer, and log off is used to log off from this particular Windows login and perhaps log in from another user. We'll also get into greater detail into that as we move on, as we progress in this tutorial. What you want to be doing right now is moving forward and actually getting how to run Windows XP more efficiently. Well, before we move out of the Start menu, I just want to show you something. Actually, I want to show you how to pin your programs to the Start menu, like I told you about Internet Explorer and email that you have pinned over here. If you want to pin something that you use more often, say you use Microsoft, maybe you use Notepad, or perhaps a game that you play every day, and you don't want to be going through the hassle of going to all programs, going all the way up here, coming down to Notepad or perhaps WordPad. By the way, Notepad is a more robust version of WordPad. Well, WordPad is the more robust version of Notepad, basically. Pretty much has the same options. So, what a hassle. Let me show you again how many steps that we need to go through. First of all, you come out here, go to all programs. Clicked on it twice instead of once though, but you go to all programs and you go up all the way up to accessories, come all the way down to WordPad, and then you click on it, and that's when you get to run WordPad, and that really is a pain. So wouldn't you like it if you could just click on one icon that you have in front of you and start Notepad or WordPad? So what you do is you click the right button of your mouse and click onto Pin to Start menu. If I left click over here, that should pin it to the start menu as internet and email. So let's see if it works. I click on pin to start menu, and there you go. Let's just click out of the start menu and click on the desktop. Let's see if our magic has actually worked. So we go all the way down to start menu and the famous click again, and voila, we've got WordPad, email, and internet over here. WordPad now would run on a single click of my mouse. So instead of the hassle that I was having to do over here, going to all programs and all the way to accessories and then down to Notepad, all I have to do is come to WordPad and click on it, and that should run WordPad absolutely perfectly. Well, now that you do have WordPad on the start menu, let's say you want to get rid of email, maybe something that you don't use that often, maybe something that I don't use that often. Well, it really is a lie, but let's just pretend here that email is something that we don't use that often, and we would want that out of the start menu. All you need to do is right click on email. You'll see three options here: read email, properties, and remove from the list. We all know which one to choose if we want email to be out of here. You just click on remove from the list, click on the desktop, go back to the start menu, and what do you know? We only have internet and WordPad over here. Believe me, it took me ages just to figure out how to remove and pin something on the start menu. Seems like a pretty cool, feature, but hardly anyone talks about it really. Well, let's just click on the desktop, back to our front screen again. Now that we've learned about how to use the start menu, well, not to the fullest, but a bit more efficiently than we actually had before, how to pin and remove things from the list that we have on the start menu, and other small features as to what do we actually have appearing on the start menu right now. And this video should just show you how easy it is to really remove and add programs to the start menu, something that you might have thought of being very complicated as you actually looked into Windows XP and perhaps are actually figuring out what these icons actually were. Before we end this first session of the tutorial, I want to show you some icons that we have appearing. You have My Documents, My Computer, My Network Places. You would say, why would you want to have these icons on the start menu over here and want to have them on the desktop as well? Well, basically these are shortcuts to the programs once again, and the most important places on the Windows desktop that are pasted for you to use. Or you can actually edit these as well. We'll show you how to do that later on as well, but you can actually look at this and go through the options and edit what icons that you would want to appear on your desktop. And if simply you just don't like maybe the picture on an icon, let's say we don't like NeuroSmart, just right click on that. We right click on NeuroSmart, move our cursor all the way down to delete. If I left click on that should remove this icon from the desktop. If I want to do that, I want to be sure I don't want a shortcut for the NeuroStart over here. However, this surely does not delete the program from the list. As in, this will not uninstall the program from your computer by any chance at all. All it does is delete the shortcut. You'll get an option asking you for confirmation of deleting the shortcut. As you can see, it says deleting the shortcut to NeuroSmart Start Smart only removes the icon. It does not uninstall the program. If you want to uninstall the program, use Add or Remove Programs in Control Panel. Once again, as I told you, we'll be going into Control Panel later on. If I click on Add or Remove Programs, this too is a shortcut. As you can see, you have a white hand with a little finger pointing. Anytime, wherever you are in Windows, be it a web page, be it a game, anytime you see this icon, that basically means that it's workable. All you need to do is make a left click and you would be able to use that option. So if I indeed want to delete NeuroStart Smart, I click on delete shortcut, and there you go. You've got delete shortcut out of here. If you actually want to check where it went, we drag our mouse towards recycle bin, click on it once, would highlight it, and a double click would open it. As you can see, I've got a couple of videos that I deleted. Some things that I made earlier just did not come out right for you guys. And you also have the famous NeuroStart Smart. NeuroStart Smart is basically the desktop icon that we deleted earlier, and that's something that we're going to show you how to use the recycle bin more efficiently later on as well. But for now, we've got Nero Start Smart that we deleted, and if perhaps we feel like we're missing the icon on the screen, you right click on it. You have an option of restore, cut, delete, and properties. Delete would delete it permanently from your hard disk. Until you have one amazing program, you cannot possibly restore that icon. If I want to restore, I click on restore. That should get the icon back to my screen. Let's check if it's actually working. Like, if I'm actually walking the talk. There you go, Nero Start Smart, back to where it was earlier. So it really is really easy to get accustomed to these little things that you have in Windows XP. Greater detail is always required, and gradually as you start using Windows XP, that really should help you get along with all the features. I mean, lots of these features I did not even know existed until I started using Windows XP, and here I am, helping you guys go through the same phase that I did, but only with a video. I did not so have that.